Relay chains, parachains, parathreads, and architecture. The relay chain and shared security. Polkadot's unique shared security model takes weakest link security faults out of the equation. Polkadot's relay chain are where the blocks of all the parachains are validated and consensus is found. The relay chain is a nominated proof-of-stake blockchain backed by DOT. Nominators stake their DOT to validators in exchange for validator rewards generated through inflation. Validators then put this stake on the line to validate blocks generated by parachain collators, each also backed by the stake of the parachain tokens. These parachains are self-sovereign, with their own tokens, governance, economies, and treasuries. Yet, under the umbrella of the relay chain shared security, they can communicate with each other. You can think of each parachain as a country in the European Union. Everyone has their own governance, law, and economies, but they meet up once a year to make sure they're all on the same page. Any threat that comes to an individual parachain has to face the entire union, which means even the smallest parachains leverages the same premium security of the entire network. This shared security also allows parachains to spend the time, money, and effort usually spent setting up their own security toward building, specializing their use cases, business development, and honing relationships with other parachains. Cross-chain interoperability. This cross-chain interoperability is another core ethos of Polkadot. Similar to how the European Union allows the movement of goods, people, and services across border under its security umbrella, Polkadot's infrastructure allows parachains to share tokens, data, and compute with each other, all under sterling network security. These trustless transfers of information are provided by XCM. Today, most blockchain networks are siloed from each other, much like pre-internet networks. While value is exchanged between blockchains, this is mostly done on highly vulnerable or centralized bridging services. XCM removes the need to trust sending or receiving blockchains or the bridges between them because these messages are backed by the relay chain security. Just as the implementation of TCP or IP was integral to the development of the internet, XCM serves the same purpose to these separate but commonly secured parachains. You can imagine sending a message from Parachain A to buy an NFT on Parachain B, which is sold on Parachain C, leveraging Oracle data from Parachain D, all to have the final results sent back to Parachain A. This will be possible on Polkadot. Scalability, building layer 0 scaling. Polkadot has a horizontal scaling architecture. Parachains are like Polkadot's shards. You may hear them called heterogeneous shards because each one is unique. Sharding allows multiple computations to be performed in parallel, and the idea that the number of shards supported by Polkadot's relay chain is limited, that's a misconception. In fact, Polkadot is theorized to be able to support hundreds of parachains today and thousands in the future through continuous forkless upgrades. Each of these parachains lock the DOT token to lease dedicated block space for up to 2 years. This DOT can be supplied by the parachain project or crowdsourced from other DOT token holders who may decide to lend DOT in exchange for a reward rather than staking. In the near future, however, a block space on demand feature will be enabled where blockchains can join consensus on demand more periodically. These are called Parathreads. This flexibility may be useful for startup chains looking for a lower barrier to entry, parachains that are fizzling out, or parachains that only need occasional sync. On-chain governance, forkless upgrades, and treasury. Another unique feature of Polkadot is on-chain governance. It gives the power to upgrade the logic of the network to DOT token holders. This provides adaptability, flexibility, the opportunity for the network to evolve. Without any centralized gatekeeper, the network can upgrade itself. No hard forks or off-chain consensus required. One of these recent upgrades was actually to the governance process itself, called OpenGov. It's already launched on Polkadot's Canary network Kusama, and it's coming soon to Polkadot. OpenGov nudges the network further down the decentralization spectrum, eliminating remaining centralized structures such as the technical committee. Token holders also have the ability to form on-chain consensus to how to spend the treasuries. These treasuries are supplied in income through inflation, and depending on the market value of the tokens, they have been worth anywhere between $250 million and $1 billion. In the past, the treasuries have been spent on media creation, community tooling, dev tooling, research events, and even handmade pottery. Kusama. Testnets are great for some aspects of code development, but it's only in a real value environment that ideas can show their strengths and weaknesses. Enter Kusama, called a Canary network after the historical use of birds in a mining environment to warn of toxic fumes. Even though Kusama shares the same architecture of Polkadot, it's a standalone relay chain with its own Canary parachains. Its ethos is to move fast and break things, to be the hub of experimentation, innovation, and adaptation, where the latest technology is to be tested with real value and the highest risks are taken. It has an accelerated governance process, lower barrier to entry, and an unaudited test and prod ethos. Real value in the form of the KSM token differentiates this network from any sort of testnet, though you could say it's a place where devs and their ideas are put to the test, as they learn to navigate Forkless upgrades, shared security, and cross-chain communication.